All right, have and have not fans, hope you're doing well. Let's jump right into this. We're going to try to jump into this video as quickly as David is trying to jump in bed with Hanna. So, I'm sorry, that was wrong. Go ahead and make sure you take a moment to like the video, hit subscribe, click that bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post new content to the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. We know that Jim is going to have David Jim is orchestrating this plan that David goes over to the house, seduces Hanna in order to sleep with her, which I honestly don't understand how this is supposed to allegedly get Hanna to surrender the power of attorney. I honestly feel like I guess that okay, this video is being recorded at noon. The episode comes on at 8, so perhaps I will have to watch the entire scene play out to understand Jim's train of thought, but I honestly don't see how this would work. But yeah, David's going to be sent over to be Jim's stooge, but in this case sleep with Hanna to get the power of attorney. And I can honestly see why more and more people each week either comment on my post videos or DM me about how they hate how David has been reduced to this, I hate to say it, but slave to Jim's will, even more so than before. And David goes over there pretty much saying, you know, I know you're attracted to me. I want to get to know you intimately. Now, my question isn't whether or not David and Hanna sleep together, because I want to be honest here. I don't think that's going to happen. My question is, how much of this is David following Jim's plan versus how much of this is David acting on David's own accord? You know, like David doing this because he actually wants to, because he actually does have feelings for Hanna. Like I said in countless videos already, I don't know what Tyler Perry's been doing, but he's been semi-planting seeds about this since last season. Now, I remember way back in season 1 during that prayer sequence in David's office at the courthouse when Hanna was trying to get legal help with getting Benny out of jail. Seriously, go back to season 1. That's when the show was excellent. They talk about how, Hanna's praying with David and David is convicted and he cries. And I was like, I remember way back then in like 2013 or whatever, people were like, I wonder if David and Hanna might end up together. Or maybe David really is a good person. I just feel like at the end of the day, David has been, showing signs lately. I respect you. You remind me of my mother. And I remember hearing something when I was younger that men sometimes tend to go for women who remind them of their mother. And if there's some truth to this statement, then it actually kind of makes sense why David all of a sudden has this attraction to Hanna. Like, I mean, in a recent episode, when he tells Jim about how you're being borderline racist, and it's like, wait, what? And it's like, I don't care about you disrespecting Hanna. What I'm saying is you disrespecting me by being semi-racist. Like, the way you're talking to her, it's like, well, it's almost like you saying the same thing to me because I'm black as well. So it's just one of those things where I really am interested to see how this is going to play out. I honestly don't see these two sleeping together, but I just cannot shake the whole thing from last season where Veronica was having that dream about being in bed with David. And then at the very end, when they're cuddled up, David's like, did I ever tell you that I was in love with Hanna? So I'm more concerned about how Veronica is going to fit into this. Like, will she find out about this? Will she come over to Catherine's house to talk with Hanna about the loans in default and then catch David and Hanna together? Even if those two aren't, we've seen countless times where David and a woman are just standing next to each other. And Veronica will instantly get paranoid and assume the worst. I think the same thing might happen with the David and Hanna thing. So, to be honest, I can't really say what exactly is going to happen, but I do feel like I'm more curious about how much of this is David wanting to do it versus how much of this is David doing it because Jim asked him to. And then also, will Veronica find out about this and what's going to happen from there? So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.